Well, Erik ten Hag's obsession for Rasmus Hojlund has been confirmed with two sets of stories coming in from United. It's the Manchester Evening News, another one coming in from Matteo Moretto, and I think that is exactly coming in from Italy. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're really having a fantastic Sunday, because it's a Sunday. Hope some of you are going to church, but obviously we thank God for the gift of life. We thank Allah for the gift of life, and obviously let's continue behaving well to really make God and Allah feel proud of ourselves. Not so? So let's see this video getting close to 200 likes, and obviously we are discussing another teenager that United is interested in, and the goalkeeper that Erik ten Hag wants to come in through, and obviously maybe come in on a chip and give David De Gea the competition that he really deserves, right? Don't forget to smash the like button, comment and share, and continue to subscribe, guys, because we are just let me check here. I really want to be so much exact. How many subscribers are we away from hitting 13,000 subscribers? We are just 32 subscribers away from hitting 13,000 subscribers. So guys, continue to subscribe and continue to spread love like never before here onto the United Matters channel. And Rokan David is my name, and let's start it off with the man himself, known as Rasmus Hojlund. It's Matteo Moretto. Obviously he works for, I think they're in Spain, you know. Mercato is in Mercato is in Italy. Matteo Moretto is in, he's a person who is a journalist that works for Ficharges and Relevo. That is it. Matteo Moretto. He's really, I think sometimes he looks like he's a first tier 1 journalist, but not all that to that level. But he has some credible stories that really pass from his side. And Matteo Moretto has gone ahead and really told us the following about Rasmus Hojlund, that United are thinking about Rasmus Hojlund. There has been no direct contact between the parties, but it is one of the profiles that United like, and Atalanta are where it's possible that United will make a move within the coming weeks. So Atalanta are really doing the needful to be in waiting to see that United is going to come in and obviously make a deal with them. And one thing I want to confirm to you about this deal is simple, that the contact has not been made between Man United and Atalanta, but United and the player are really talking. Why are they talking? It's because of what this man has gone ahead to do, and it's another confirmation coming in from Rick Fay. Rick Fay is really a correspondent or writer at the Manchester Evening News. He's the Manchester United writer, like a correspondent for the Manchester Evening News, telling us that Erik Haaland has held multiple video calls with Atalanta striker Rasmus Hojlund, who has been identified as an attainable striker this summer. So if you know, you know. If you know, you know that Ten Hag is doing everything. And let me bring you up to speed that who initiates the conversations or the transfers? Trust me, it starts off with, like, the manager of Man United talking to the player. After Erik ten Hag talks to Rasmus Hojlund, and Rasmus Hojlund really shows interest, then Rasmus Hojlund will pass on his agent to Erik ten Hag, and Erik ten Hag will pass on the agent to the board of Man United. Then the board starts negotiating with the agent of Rasmus Hojlund. So it shows you that there is contact between Rasmus Hojlund and Erik ten Hag and the board of Man United, his agents, that he doesn't have right now, but he's soon signing with the agent of Erik ten Hag. Maybe he has already gone ahead to sign with the agency of Erik ten Hag. Know about this deal. They know about this deal, and Rasmus Hojlund has verbally come out in January and confessed that he's a Man United fan and he would like to play for Man United. That's why most of us believe that Eriksson should do his job during the international break, as Rasmus Hojlund is going to be playing in front of him as Eriksson plays behind him. Rasmus Hojlund is going to be playing as a center forward, and Eriksson is going to be playing as a central attacking midfielder. We anticipate that this time around he's going to go ahead and really score very many goals, because without Eriksson, because in Denmark he's the best creative player they've got, without Eriksson, Rasmus Hojlund scored a hat-trick in his first game and 2 goals in his second national game. So he has played 2 games for Denmark and he has 5 goals. It shows you the potential he has. And when Denmark is going to play in the Euro qualifiers the next 2 games, I think around between 16th and 20th, Rasmus Hojlund is also going to find himself on target. I really anticipate that and be letting you know whether it's going to hate to really be on fire or not. But it shows you how good this player is, and Ten Hag is obsessed with this player. You know, if Ten Hag was not obsessed, he wouldn't have found himself in a position of really calling him on various video calls. He's doing that because he is really so much into the player, and he wants Rasmus Hojlund to come to Man United. Though Ten Hag looks at Rasmus Hojlund as a second striker, you know, and he needs a world-class striker. Though Tottenham Hotspur is making it hard to sell Harry Kane, but he's looking elsewhere. Vlahovic, which other? Goncalo Ramos, Victor Osimhen. There is another one. I've forgotten their names, but we are having like 6-7 strikers that we are looking at. But the main three are Harry Kane, Goncalo Ramos, Rasmus Hojlund, and out of those three, he wants to sign 2. But as I brought you a story in the morning about Mason Greenwood, if Mason Greenwood finds himself in a position of reporting at Man United back at Carrington, then it might change on who we are going to sign. You know, Ten Hag might go in and get in Rasmus Hojlund because he knows Greenwood had proven in this league that he could score goals when he's playing off the right attacking side of the midfield or playing as a right winger. Now, what if he puts him to lead the line? That is a different story altogether. So I really understand that Ten Hag is obsessed with Hojlund because he sees the next biggest all-world striker in him. And obviously, if you see him play, the way he scores, you know, he's a prolific striker, his positioning is great, and you know what the center forward role is all about. It's all about your positioning in the box, and secondly, the pressing from the front, you know, leading the first line of defense by pressing from the front. And I think he does it very well at Atalanta, and I can't wait to see him play for Denmark in the Euro qualifiers because Eriksen is going to be back. Remember, those 2 games he scored in, Eriksen was away, and he's coming back, and they expect Eriksen to go ahead and really convince this boy to say no to other deals and obviously come to Man United. Because right now, all we need is buy time for these players. As you know, we don't have money with us, and we don't know who the preferred owner of Man United is going to be. That is where things have gone ahead to go nasty. So that's why you see the players like Rasmus Hojlund who want to come to a club are really so much important that we can go all out and really talk to them, and the player can be patient because he wants a United move and is pushing for it. So that is the Erik Ten Hag obsession for the player, and let's wait and see how that is going to pan out and obviously be into the mix. Now, the goalkeeper situation is really a little bit worrying because this goalkeeper that we've been really chasing for looks like Company, the former manager of Anderlecht, is going in for him. He's known as Verbruggen, 20 years of age. We've been told by Ricky Fay, a writer of United or a correspondent of United at the Manchester Evening News, that Manchester United have shown interest in Anderlecht goalie Verbruggen as they look to sign competitor for David De Gea this summer. Now, as that story came in through, then we got a story again coming in from that side that Burnley looks like they want to sign this goalkeeper. And Burnley, obviously, it's managed by a Belgian, that is Vincent Kompany. And we look at Vincent Kompany, he's a very good manager. He's going ahead to go through Pep Guardiola, and obviously he's going ahead to bring Burnley back into the Prem. So Ten Hag is an admirer of this goalkeeper, but looks like Burnley are moving fast. They're moving ahead of us. But for him, I think it is something that we would have gone ahead to do early enough if at all Ten Hag was really interested in him. And that makes me really believe, if at all he goes to Burnley, that means there was no genuine interest in him, as he doesn't go for a lot of money. He's believed to be a goalkeeper of £10 million. You understand? So you can't tell me that we cannot buy a goalkeeper of £10 million if at all Ten Hag really wants him, meaning that if at all we don't get him and he crosses to Burnley, the interest was not concrete. If at all we get him, that means the interest was concrete. But he's looking at a lot of goalkeepers. There is David Raya, Brentford calling for £40 million, yet the player is left with just 1 year on his contract. There is Diego Costa, talks underway in Portugal as they are calling in for something more for him. 70 million euros, that is close to 62 million pounds from the player. But United are really trying to bargain it down to it that they don't take him on the buyout clause, and they are keeping their options wide also to Jan Sommer. There is even this goalkeeper of Borussia Dortmund. United are so much looking for him, but I think Ten Hag is looking in for a goalkeeper who is really second choice. I remember Fabrizio Romano posting on his page about how Erik Ten Hag is obsessed to bring in a second choice goalkeeper to compete with David De Gea, because if Ten Hag was going to go in for first choice goalkeeper, he wouldn't have urged the board to give David De Gea a new contract. That's it. But a contract is soon going to be signed between David De Gea and Man United, and is going to stay at Man United. But for me, I would have proposed a certain name. Leeds has been relegated. Why don't we go in for Melia? I think he's 19 years of age. He came in the Premier League at the age of 16. I think he can accept to be an understudy of David De Gea, because he'll know that I'm good enough and I'll be getting some good games, some games like FA Cup, Carabao Cup in the mix, and some Champions League games. Like if at all we win the first 4 games of the group stages, then the remaining 2 can be given to him to be in goal, and some Premier League games can be given to him depending on how David De Gea is going to come out and really behave. And we all know that he's one of the best ball distributing goalkeepers in the league, meaning that he has a very high age on David De Gea to even come out and displace him, because Ten Hag is a manager who always told us that he picks a player because the player deserves to be on the field of play, not because of favoritism, meaning that if Melia comes in through and obviously proves himself at Man United, we can find ourselves really getting where we are. But the problem is he willing to come in through because there is that rivalry between United and Leeds that really saw Calvin Phillips cross to go to the wrong side of Manchester. That is Manchester City that lifted the Champions League yesterday and equaled our treble. So that is it all about the goalkeeping situation, and I think Ten Hag has the best answer for it, and we can't wait to see who is going to be the second choice goalkeeper of Man United next season, as Ten Hag would love to go in with him in the preseason of Man United that starts around 5th of June. Right? Now, there is a player playing in the Eredivisie that has been linked to Man United. He plays for AZ Alkmaar. His name is sorry about that, Jesper Karlsson. Now, this is Corri dello Sport. Obviously, this comes in from Italy, and they've told us that Man United are interested in AZ Alkmaar left winger Jesper Karlsson, and will provide Lazio with stiff competition for his signature this summer. He registered 13 goals and 8 assists this season and is valued at 20 million euros. Now, I don't think that Ten Hag can sign this player to go on and obviously bring him at the club of Man United. I think if at all is to urge the club to sign him, this will be a signing that Ten Hag might loan to other teams that can really make him better, to see to it that he can show up very soon. And maybe he wants to really give maybe Jadon Sancho one more season to show us whether he can really become the player he was, because towards the end of the season he gave us glimpses of the Sancho we saw at Borussia Dortmund. So Ten Hag calling in for a left attacking midfielder like this guy Karlsson, I think he knows that he needs to be having a very huge squad, and maybe at the age of 18 he believes that I can turn him into a right winger too and a left winger, because Ten Hag is going to hate to hint on to having players who can play in more than one position. That's why you used to that Sancho was played on as a right winger, left winger, and sometimes played as a central attacking midfielder. Luke Shaw, left back, center back. Right, Dalot, left back, right back. You understand? Bruno Fernandes, play in the double pivot, play as a central attack midfielder, play on the right wing, play on the left wing. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. And then when you look at the likes of Marcus Rashford, the right wing, center forward, left wing. You saw? So he is trying to really make changes and make these players adapt to the situation, because he knows that if you don't have a variety of players who are really versatile, when injuries hit you hard, you have no escape route. that is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through this much. Like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss certain stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Tell me this about Ten Hag's Hojlund obsession confirmed. Then what do you make about Verbruggen? 20-year-old underaged. He's one of those I would tip to come in through to be the second choice goalkeeper at Man United. And lastly, what do you make about the AZ Alkmaar sensational known as Jesper Karlsson that United are really chasing in, and they're competing with Lazio? 20 million euros. That's a bargain. That is like 18 million pounds for the player. Guys, I sign out for now. See you later as I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God see you through everything. Ciao, ciao.